So I just got the news this morning about Bobby Bowden. He passed away today. And I was hearing things yesterday and the day before about him, like in regards to his health. So, this one really hurts. So, like, he's definitely one of the best head coaches ever in college football. You know, this is a guy who been at Florida State for a long time. I think from 1976 well into 2009. And he took Florida State from a loser program, always getting beat by the Gators every year, winning like 4 games maximum per year, not reaching the bowl game, maybe since Bill Peterson was the head coach in the 60s or something. He took Florida State and made it to a powerhouse, made it to one of the best programs in college football. And if I heard correctly, he had a 14-year stretch at Florida State from 1987 until 2000, where Florida State was in the top 5 every year at season's end. You look at a guy like Nick Saban, I don't think he's ever going to come out of Alabama. Wouldn't be surprised, though, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's once in a lifetime type of thing where you see an unprecedented feat like that happen. And, when you think about some of the greatest coaches that ever graced the world of college football, from Bear Bryant to Woody Hayes at Ohio State to Steve Spurrier to the coach that had at Oklahoma back in the 50s, you look at some of the greatest coaches that ever graced this sport. Bobby Bowden is up there with the best of them. He's, when you think of Florida State, you think of Bobby Bowden. You don't think of Jimbo or anybody like that. You think of Bobby Bowden. He was the it guy. And I remember being a kid in the 90s, in the early 2000s, and just seeing Florida State being so dominant, always hearing about them in the media. Like, this just in, Florida State just dominated Miami or dominated Duke or Clemson or something like that. And he bested the Gators in the 90s. I think he went 7-4 against Spurrier, 7-4-1 against Spurrier when Spurrier was at Florida. Spurrier could never beat him in Tallahassee. And Bowden lost a couple in Gainesville, but he dominated Spurrier. He was the only head coach that dominated Steve Spurrier in the 90s. It's like, you think about Philip Fulmer at Tennessee and even Alabama and Auburn and Georgia, they could not best Spurrier. Bobby Bowden did it. And, if you're an FSU fan, obviously you think, like I said, you think of the classic Spurrier Bowden matchups in the 90s. You may think about the classic Bowden Jimmy Johnson or Bowden Dennis Erickson matchups in the 80s and 90s with FSU and Miami, the wide rights and all that. But this dude just, he's just an amazing coach. And it was fun watching the Florida FSU games when he was there. And Florida got him at the end towards his end of his tenure. And speaking of Florida State, it's kind of messed up how they did him at the end, forcing him to retirement. I feel like Bobby Bowden is one of those coaches who should have retired on his own terms, not letting anybody push him out the door. I get why Florida State did it the way they did it, but I feel like they owe it to him to retire on his own returns. And besides, 2010 might have been his last year. He might have hung it up after that year. You never know. But may he rest in peace. Definitely, like I said, definitely one of the best who ever done it in college football. My heart goes out to his family. I know they're in serious mourning right now. Lost a loved one. And I did not know that Bobby Bowden was 91 years old. That took me by surprise today. So, but may he rest in peace. Never going to be another one like him. And big ups to the ACC network, because they could be showing lacrosse right about now. But they're taking time out to honor Bobby Bowden playing the classic FSU games. No, I'm not watching the games because I'm watching the Braves right now, but I did peek out the ACC network and seeing was showing respects, and they're doing a great job doing so. So I salute ACC network for that. I feel like this is well deserved. But Bobby Bowden, may you rest in peace, man. We hate that you're gone, but your legacy would never be forgotten, especially in the NCAA, the ACC, and most importantly, at Florida State.